then they will email Liu Chan, I email you, right? Or WeChat you, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. So quite really.
Okay.
So what really the language that we could use, because if
Chinese
you
better or
Chinese is better. For me, of course, Thai is better, and English is okay. But
So how about
she can translate.
Yes, I can.
Chinese, right?
Chinese, yes.
Okay, we got Chinese. Okay, why not?
Okay.
You can speak
Oh,
good
really,
Chinese.
really little, very
your
little, very
friends, I
little,
know
very little,
Chinese.
very little.
Okay, so English or Chinese is it's up to you.
Then
ในช่วงนี้อาจจะเป็นตอนนี้ท่านคุยกับท่านผอฝั่งนี้อาจจะเป็น English ก็ได้
โอเคนะ
ค่ะหรือว่าถ้าอันไหนช่วงไหนแบบจะเป็นอยากจะเป็นให้แปลก็ได้ค่ะ
ให้แปล
แต่ตอนไม่ขอดเนี่ยอยากเป็นอังกฤษ
โอเคได้ทุย I visited CIIS in June.
In June.
May or June.
Yeah.
A very traditional building
Yeah.
that belongs to they call it the first they are Austria-Hungary
Yeah.
period at that time. So more than 200 years, I think.
Yeah.
Very classic one.
So rebuilt maybe 100 years.
Oh, great.
Rebuilt.
So all the staff, also the fellows working in that buildings, I think.
Yeah.
Or in any other place
There
also?
are 4 buildings in our Korea.
All in that Korea.
Yeah, your compound, 4 buildings.
Great.
So about 170 staff in our
100.
100.
7.
170. 170. Yeah.
Oh, good.
And we have it was established in 1958. It is the first think tank on foreign affairs in China. Right now there are many think tanks, but our institute is oldest one.
Okay, good. The oldest one.
And we have 8 departments.
8 departments.
8 departments. 8 departments for American Studies, Asia and the Pacific, EU Studies, Developing Country Studies, then Eurasia Studies, then Latin American Studies, Global Economy Studies, and Strategic Studies.
Oh.
So altogether 8.
So you
departments.
have both the area studies and also issue.
Cover, everywhere
and,
in the world,
and issue studies.
To the Arctic,
Wow.
from the space to the deep water,
Okay.
sea, high sea.
Okay, great. Because of the long establishing and also 170. 170 is big enough comparing with our because truly comparing with you, we are just very bad. Look like baby because the center itself established in 2010.
2010.
Just 2010.
Because the general want to establish because China is so important. The general.
Not myself. The previous Secretary General. We call it the Secretary General previously. He is a friend of mine, working together and also studied together in the National Defense College. And he established that. And he told me that once I have to come here, he said, for working through what he intends to focus on the Chinese not only the international relations, but also the how Chinese work for the country problems solving. That is both outside and inside. And because we are unlucky, not like you. Why I say that? Because comparing with you, the researchers in Thailand are so very poor. The government pay very little comparing with China, of course. So that's why we have quite very few researchers. Most of the researchers are the instructor, teacher, professor in the university. So most of them are part-time for the center. So we work through the committee, the board. Perhaps you have known that we have Professor Dr. Anek Lautamatat is the chairman of the board now, and we have about 35 committee, and almost all of them are the professor or former diplomats, and some of them still work as the active of the professor or active military in the armed forces due to being the national think tank. I can say that for the think tank that propose the recommendation directly to the government, we have only one.
That's good.
Yeah, with China. But we have also another think tanks in the university and some of institutes that they establish the autonomous think tank that the so-called non-governmental funded think tank like that. I joined some of them also. Non-governmental, but
so you're governmental.
but the center is the governmental funded.
Okay.
Yeah. So far the three functions that we have done as the platform for collecting information and exchanging between Thai scholars and Chinese scholars or Thai experts and Chinese experts. That is the key really. And the second one is joint research. We hope to have that, but still, because even if we want to have the joint research, it's not the easy one, so that we can gain what you call the mutual understanding, mutual process, or mutual objective. It still have to work further with previously the center itself worked closely with the Hua University in Xiamen. At the beginnings, at the initial stage, we worked through that with Hua University, and we still conducted the annual meeting every year alternative.
Annually.
Yeah, annually. This year, I mean the 2019, we conducted in Xiamen. So next year will be in Thailand. So that is the one another platform that we work, and after the end of this year annually meeting, we establish a joint working group for the further joint research together with Hua University, and the theme of the joint research will be also the main theme of the further cooperation between the two institutes. And lastly, the knowledge dissemination, for example, we provide the information between two institutes, between those two platform, the platform and research to the public. How could they learn more and study more through the center website and also the National Research Council of Thailand website. Yes. So the links that will be one another part of exchanging the idea here, and then the information or any other relevant issue would be distributed by those the websites that belongs to the National Research Council of Thailand also. And this year, the National Research Council of Thailand is under the transform period from the previously the organization directly to the Deputy Prime Minister. But now there is another, what you call the umbrella that we have to work under.
Yeah.
The report will be directly to the government, to the Deputy Prime Minister. But we have tasks also from the new minister. The National Research Council of Thailand work under the new ministry. Mahesi, the what you call Mahesi, MHE, Ministry of High Education. And high education and research something quite and innovation quite long but we have to be tasked also from those umbrella from the minister. So the center itself have to prepare. Even we have quite really less numbers of research, but we have to be preparing for both directly mandate from government and also the other mandate from the minister, the new minister. So just to inform you, and the second task would be like to monitor and roll the situation, like watching the strategy issued by the government already. We just proposed or granted the national 20-year strategy. So we have to monitor that. And the center itself look for one of 10 dimension. So the center have to be monitor tools to look at those issues. What would the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, or 20 years will be? Oh, that's
mid-term, long-term.
Mid-term and long-term.
Yeah.
Mid-term and long-term. They have to monitor and have to be rolling those kind of tasks. So it's good to have a job after retirement, really. And I have been retired so far. I retired for 1 year already, 1.5 nearly. And
in Chinese it's called 发挥余热
แบบ create happiness
oh, creative happiness.
余热还不太
like entertainment.
It's like when you retire, your knowledge are still valuable to the country.
Yeah,
So
it's
you
Yeah.
still serve the country in another way.
Okay, great.
发挥余热，余是那个剩余的那个余热余热余热，
热的那个
对余热，对是
ยังมีแบบไฟอยู่
Oh, I hope so. I hope so that what my fire energy would be lasting for long, so that I can contribute pay back to the armed forces, to the nation that they invested in myself for a long time. Yeah, of course, more than 40 years in the armed forces, in the service is long enough to gain. I think work is one of the things that I gain, not I learn from my work.
Okay. So
Good. So now,
ก็อยาก
attending. Okay. What?
那您来今天呢有其他的想商量的话题吗
Okay. We are three from Department for Asia and the Pacific. So I focus on the whole region issues. They cover then U.S. foreign policy in Asia Pacific and regional cooperation and sub-regional cooperation and especially long-term cooperation. And maybe you are interested in this topic. And you introduce yourself.
It's nice to be here. My name is Su Wenju, and my major research focus is on China's relations with Japan and the ROK. So I'm kind of curious about since that China, Japan, and ROK just established CJK Plus Japan in the middle of this year, and we are looking at the Southeast Asian countries really as some kind of realm of that kind of cooperation to really have to carry out. So we are looking out for the chances if there are some kind of possibilities that we may conduct this kind of cooperation.
CJK Plus, China and Japan and ROK signed the framework for CJK Plus. And I think the three countries, the priority area they want to cooperate is in Southeast Asia, and also China, Japan and Thailand have already had 3 times of the trilateral cooperation meeting or something like that for EEZ.
For EEZ, I see.
Right?
Yeah. For EEZ, with the three airports, the railings.
Yeah. We
Three airport railings.
China and Japan. Signed an MOU on third party market.
Third party market.
And also China signed a MOU with ROK, cooperate in third party market. And this year we signed CJK Plus. And we have the statement to try to advance our trilateral cooperation in Southeast Asia, especially maybe in mainland Asia, and Thailand is a big market, and EEZ provide the platform for all 3 countries cooperate. And then how do you look at the prospect, and how do you look at the CJK Plus mechanism? Was you have any such kind of ideas on multilateral cooperation or sub-regional cooperation? Okay, this one you heard.
Okay, great. Okay.
Would you introduce yourself?
My name is Ma Jie, and we are from the same department. I mainly focus on Southeast Asia now, and especially the Mekong countries. For today's meeting, I'm curious because Thailand's position is like this area, Mekong, and the broader Southeast Asia is like a major power coming to compete in this area, and many more powers are coming. Thailand is like on one side is Chinese old friend, we have historical friendship, but on the other side you are also an ally of the U.S. ally. I just want to know Thailand, and also Thailand is the chair of ASEAN this year, so you must have deeper insights about how how the major powers play here, and what does ASEAN think about the competition and the future cooperation, as mentioned by CJK Plus, and even more than that. And for Mekong, it's also like I also want to know like your suggestions, your observations, suggestions, and the challenges maybe you see in this area.
So my question is broad. You know, thanks for talent, so leadership in ASEAN. This year is not easy, but talent contribute a lot to advance sub-regional cooperation, regional cooperation. To give example is RCEP, right? And it's very magnificent, achievement. Anyway, we still need Indian to join. It's the best, Indian come in, and of course, and 10 plus 6 is it's best. But this year we had ideas, 10 plus 5 can have already concluded for the text, I don't know how to say, for the text negotiation or something like that. I don't know how to say. That means we 15 countries agreed on signing treatment as early as possible. So talent contribute a lot to advance the whole regional cooperation. And in the meantime, and there are two concepts, competition. The competition between two concepts. One is Asia Pacific, another is Indo-Pacific. All right. Asia Pacific, the key structure is 10 plus 3. 10 plus 3, and focus on economic cooperation and regional integration, and facilitate the trade and facilitate, the investment and etc. And in the meantime, the Indo-Pacific, focus on geopolitical issues, and right now I just see one from kind of architecture or something from free open. Not architecture. Architecture is chord. QUAD, quadrilateral.
It's called co-party. This is the full party.
Quadrilateral security dialogue, right? Including U.S., Japan, Australia, India. This is called. This is a framework. What is a frame about say architecture, but I don't think it's 10 plus 1 is the architecture for Indo-Pacific. I think 10 plus 3 isn't the pillar for Indo-Pacific. And so I just wondering, our regional cooperation or regionalism go to the Asia Pacific or say Indo-Pacific. And if we go Indo-Pacific, we need agree, or go, all countries, to join to they should focus on economic cooperation or infrastructure, cooperation, something like that. If you focus on geopolitical cooperation, it will divide it into this group into two groups or three groups, maybe ASEAN members don't want to stand by any
sure.
side of that. So maybe it's called, three parts, group, or, so I think maybe Asia Pacific is still, Asia Pacific is our, or say Asia, East Asia countries, and make a great achievement in these years. This year's because of 10 plus 3,
10 plus 3.
10 plus 3, and we, East Asia, the GDP or economy share in the world is so big, it's big, right? And maybe, right now we share the stability and the prosperity. There is a saying. The Western, how do I say? 西方不亮，东方亮。I kind of how to say?
Western not so rich, not so good,
No, like
not so
so bright. Bright.
Okay.
The Western isn't bright, but the East is bright.
shining.
Shining.
It's shining from there.
It's
So
shining.
that means East Asia is shining in the world, and it become the engine in the world, right? So I think because of we have the ASEAN security, because ASEAN countries, ASEAN take 1 or 3 or 5 or 6 together. And they make this place, peaceful and prosperous. All right. And so I think we still remember our root is Asia Pacific, and how to consolidate, our, the existing cooperation, and how to share our future, in Asia Pacific. So I don't know whether ASEAN choose the Indo-Pacific was still, can I say, like Asia Pacific, because you have outlook as on Indo-Pacific, right?
Okay.
So I don't know. You want to go to the west or east, or say you still hesitant? Still. I don't know. Hesitant.
Good word.
Yeah, so I think Asia Pacific is still a good, concept for all of us. Even maybe in for island countries in South Pacific.
In South
they also
Pacific.
like Asia Pacific. If you talk about Indo-Pacific, they are the edge of Indo-Pacific or the corner of the Indo-Pacific. So I think many countries still like Asia Pacific. Asia Pacific. So how do you comment? The future of the Asia Pacific and the future of Indo-Pacific.
Okay.
Okay.
Great issue. And really is relevant to us, to all of us here. So that because we could enjoy our life, what they did in the last 4 centuries.
Yeah.
I think century 17 to 18 or 16 to 18 is about Mediterranean Sea and influence. 19 to 20 is about Atlantic influence. But 21st century it's Pacific.
Oh, that is good.
I'm quite sure that you said
Very strategic.
No, just observe that.
Oh, yeah.
And we saw the power at that time.
Okay.
And now the center of gravity of economics or economic center of gravity already moved from Atlantic to Pacific. So when we talked about the Asia Pacific, I think it's a good, very, very good point because we start with 10 plus 6. Truly we start with 10 plus 3. When we could talk about 10 plus 3, that means the air already. These 10 and China and East Asia. So Pacific or Asia Pacific is quite perfect in meanings and also include the land and population, also civilization together. I think the word is very, very relevant and it's very meaningful. And for Thai, please bear in mind that, of course, that we were in the same position in 70 years ago. 70 years ago, after the Second World War, China just started the PRC. Thailand also starting the reign of King Rama IX. At that time, Thai was very weak in international politics. Why? UK, France try to grab everything from Thailand because we, in the initial stage of the Second World War, we allowed Japan move to Thailand peacefully, move past. So I think so that's very smart. I think very smart of our leaders strategy at that time. How could we dare to oppose the powerful Japan at that time? I think we didn't. We could not against or what you call even defend ourselves, but we allowed to move peacefully. That's the word in the treaty. That's not treaty. Right? This is written by the Japanese ambassador. Ambassador. They said, "Oh, how could Thai use this word?" But of course, also, so after the Second World War, US helped Thailand not to pay ค่าปฏิกรรมสงคราม
战争失败的那个
赔款。Yeah, it's called compliment.
I don't know what it's called in
Compliment.
fine for
the war
Compensation.
compensation.
Conversation.
War compensation.
Yeah.
So that's it. It's a big amount of money, and Thailand was also in those period that the world recession, I think, at that time. So the world economic was very bad. Also, the Thai economic was so bad also. But U.S. helped Thailand not to pay the war compensation. It's unbelievable. To England and to France. That's just one thing that we have to. Then we have to what you call to get the so-called the MAPS, military assistance programs, 1950s. That's it's the first Thai. It's like a military treaty mystic allies. But we never at that moment, according to the document, we didn't allow the, foreigner forces to base on Thailand.
Yeah.
Firstly,
Yeah.
but I don't know why after that the Thailand allow the U.S. force to base in Thailand for 5 bases. Utapao, in the Nakhon Ratchasima, Ubon Ratchathani, my country, my province, my homeland, my hometown, Udon and Takli, Nakhon Sawan, 5 bases based in Thailand. So after that, you know, the Cold War happened. So during that time, but after 1972, Nixon
Yeah.
visited
Yeah.
after Kissinger
Yeah.
flew to Beijing.
Yeah.
Kissinger flew from Pakistan to Beijing
Yeah.
at night. At night,
Yeah.
during the dinner party,
Yeah.
he said he
Stomach.
Islamic. So that's very interesting one. But that changed the world. Of course, changed the world. Why I said it? So now, at that time, Thai was what you call in a shock period.
Nixon shock.
Yeah, it's the shock. Oh God, who could we trust?
Good trust. Trust yourself.
Yeah, of course we have to trust ourselves, and we have to have what you call the not allies, but also the friends. We have to have friends, even in security or in terms of economics. We have to have friends. We have to have to join the world. We have to join the world. So that's the time that very. So when we decided to move to China, of course, what should be with our neighborings? We had to change it. So it needs about 10 years. So 10 years when the General Chai became Prime Minister, he said, "Oh, change the battlefield to be the trade area." Then the trust comes from our neighborings, and we trust them. We have to trust them, to trust our, because during 1950s, 60s, and 70s, I think all of the elites in Thailand were afraid of communists because we were taught by the Western. Every scholars, every military official also learn from U.S. So I think that's it. So the 5 nations that construct ASEAN because afraid of communism. You really don't to know. Even when I was in the Staff College, there's still prohibition to read communist books. That's in 1988. You see, still lasts quite long. So back to this issue that you said. So where Thai will be? Thai would be here. Thai would be with our neighborings, where neighboring think about where should be the most peaceful and prosperous function that we can work together. If I can say, China love to wage war, Thailand would not join. Also, if U.S. try to wage war in any kind of proxy war or any kind of war, hybrid war, even it is, Thai will not join. For example, when Japan, the court come together and propose the Indo-Pacific concept, Thailand asked ASEAN, where should we do to this? In Shangri-La, in many of NADI, network of ASEAN Defense Institute meeting that talked about we should not getting back to the previous mistake we did in the past. Not join. So while the AOIP, Outlook of Indo-Pacific, came from Indonesia, if you go back to 1965, the Bali conquered. The Bali conquered 1958, 1 or 2 years after the ASEAN established. Indonesia also create a very consolidation position of ASEAN, not to join any. But how could we deal with the outsider ASEAN? So that is the why we talk about multilateral and also bilateral. In case of we can gain the bilateral, we do that. But if the bilateral harm the integration of multilateral, please stop. That's one of the Bali Concord talked about. So commit to ASEAN centrality. So of course there have been some of conflict between Thai and neighbors. With Laos, 1986, 87, I think. When I also joined that. I was captain. I joined the war between Thai and Laos at border. So I didn't know anything about that. But okay, they ordered me to go there. So I had to go. There is no choice for everyone because we have to work 355 multiple 24. So every day, 7 days a week. 24 hours per day. That's it. But come back to what I am telling you, that Thailand always support the idea of Xi Jinping of China when you talk about the peace and development, particularly for the sustainable development. So the regional cooperation on trade, Thailand full support for the RCEP. Why? About this year, you see, Thailand becomes the sixth ranked of the world fruit exporter. You see, because of the RCEP framework, because the RCEP concept, free trade for the country that we engage, but not only here, in Africa, in some part. So Thailand gained the free trade agreement on fruits. So now we become number 6 this year, and number 6 fruit exporter. So that's good enough because in Thailand we can have fruit not difficult. You eat some fruits and you just throw away to your land, so that will be growing. The trees, and you can they can fruit easily. In my house, papaya. I have never bought a papaya because I eat it and then I throw the seed to the land, and when they grow up, I put some leaves or fertilizer, organic fertilizer, to those, and then they eat again. So let me back to the point on the RCEP. No problem. Thailand will support this, and all the academics agree that this is the so-called the regional integration for that. For the AOIP, or the outlook of Indo-Pacific, yes, Thailand aware of the geopolitics from the West. So that's why the India, of course, India won't rectify the asset. So far, I learned from the news. I don't know what happens for India, but India have very close relation with Russia on the economic corridor from north to south. Join the economic corridor, India, Russia. I just learned it from last 2 months.
Oh, has already planned
Yes,
and signed a document?
signed documents
Oh, yes, good. To the north.
from north south.
Yeah, it's called
Economic-
Indian look at north, northward, not eastward.
Yeah, not even. Eastward, they try to look
Try
at.
to- oh, yeah.
Yeah, try to look at. Yeah.
Yeah, try to look. We still wait.
I think there was one professor from China joined this conference in KL, in Kuala Lumpur. 3 months ago, not 2 months, 3 months ago, when the Malaysia, the Belt and Road for Central Asia, and the Russia come, the Russia one institute come and with India, so that why India look at north south also, yeah, for the economic corridor. So India have another strategic choice, if I'm not wrong. I have nothing. So India would not pay full capacity to in Indo-Pacific for sure. Not because India has the close economic tie with Russia now. More and more.
Yeah,
More and more.
more close,
More close.
much closer.
Yeah, much closer. For Mrs. Ma, now the part you talk about major power play in this area, it is for sure that major power, in particular for US, who want to promote the so-called FON, freedom of navigation. But ASEAN, of course, hesitate, particularly the mainland, hesitate to join the concept. Why? Because it's harm our ASEAN's nation members. It's good enough that ASEAN have 3 principles for consensus. That's the first one. And also for the so-called not interfere the internal issue of any other countries. So in case of this, the ASEAN would not easily accept the so-called FON. Even Singapore. Why I said it? Because Singapore have already talked about the sovereignty and also the mutual understanding. And Singapore is also I think the key players for the code of conduct in South China Sea. So when China talk with Singapore, they would agree in the mutual benefit on the code of conduct. So I think FON also would not expand in this region to confront the ASEAN members. Particularly Indonesia don't want to allow US to to pay more influence in this. If I'm not wrong, I think Indonesia has already been connected very close to China through the infrastructure, through the industry. In particular, the new industry. When I talk about the new industry, what is it? It's the space industry. 5G is for sure. And for the industry and the space industry, Indonesia was very close and was very keen with exchanging and technology transfer from Germany in the past. Indonesia, many friends of mine in the TNI, the Indonesia Armed Forces, graduated from Germany. They have larger number than Thailand sent the engineer educated. So the engineer from Indonesia must very close with Germany, and they want to connect their country, to integrate their country to the new technology, space industry and 5G industry. So who is now very fast and the number one? China. So this is no more answer. In terms of economic and social development, Indonesia will not allow US to influence in this. A company with their friends. Previously, it looked like they were the rivalry with Malaysia, but now they're friends. Even in Indonesia, Singapore, in terms of research, particularly maritime research, for building this area as the maritime peaceful ocean already. So many maritime research done by these two countries. I mean, Malaysia and Indonesia and also Singapore. Professor might have learned that the so-called Mao Zedong is the security platform between Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia to create the peaceful as the regional arrangement. So we are in the position that we are confident to have the regional arrangement in terms of maritime security. So these platforms don't want the US or even India try to look in. Thai is a part of this project. Thai is a part already in 2009, 2009, 2008, 2005. They signed agreement for 3 countries. Thailand was observer, but 2008, Thailand joined this so-called MSCP, the Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, Thailand, ST. Maritime Malacca State Coordinated
Yeah,
Patrol. This is conduct every week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course,
China is observant.
China is observant.
Yeah.
Yes.
The headquarters in Singapore.
Yes, correct. I was the representative of the observer at 2005 when I was serving in the armed forces headquarters at that time. But after that, yeah, we started. Another example, China convinced Thailand in 2005 to conduct the so-called non-military multilateral naval exercise in South China Sea.
Yeah.
But Thai said, oh, please don't push us to do that because that would harm the feeling of our friends. And China trusts us. And China, then we conduct any other exercise from bilateral and to now. There have been many of multilateral joint exercise already, I think, observer and also. So major power play now or even in the future, I don't think that the US could do anything more that would harm any other countries. ASEAN will be integrated in this regard. And just last week, I worked in another think tank. We call it National Defense College think tank. We invited the US, the Australian ambassador to provide us what he looked the Asia Pacific or ASEAN outlook of it in the Pacific. He gave a very good point. Yeah. One point that he talked about, I think that would be.
What is the name of the professor?
His name.
From AU?
No, he's the ambassador.
Ambassador also.
Alan.
Alan is ambassador?
Ambassador. Australian ambassador. Alan McKinnon. Alan McKinnon. Yeah. He said one thing that Australia will be working for this region is positive peace. Positive peace.
Positive?
Yeah, positive peace. That means in terms of investment and in terms of defense, there would be only that the defense that will give the peace. For example, support the ASEAN on the so-called ADMM Plus joint working group in 5 areas: humanitarian and disaster relief, counter-terrorism, medical, what do you call it? Search and rescue. One should be the peace. Peace. So that is the Australia will work on for this region. So I can conclude the opinion or the direction and the attitude of Australia that they will pay attention more for the regional arrangement. If we talk about regional arrangement now, we have to look at the UN SDG also. SDG, Sustainable Development Goals. So they provide the opportunity for the region to look for that. Thailand try to be one of the leading nations on the 4 or 5 issue from 17 issue of UN SDG. the Australian attitude or perspective have a little bit what you call concern on BRI. When we asked him, he said, we need more and more what do you call transparency. That he said. He said Australian looking forward to seeing the more transparency from BRI. He said. Okay.
Australia isn't on the hasn't signed a MOU, and but Australia also attend BRI international conference. And Australia is in fact is involved in BRI.
So that might be to respond, Mrs. Ma. For Mrs. Su, I think your point, you raised the first, but you get the last answer because it's very difficult for me because I'm very pity that I haven't studied much about the what you call the CKJ document, but for me myself, it's a very positive sign when these three countries could join together to work for the new platform, because like you said, EEZ from Thailand perspective very much open to the third party. We are aware of the what you call the Chinese influence also. Why? Because the Chinese companies really big, and they gained many of experience from the world to come to Thailand. So that's why many companies still reluctant to do the agreement. Even some of agreement or some of company already achieve the jobs creation in Thailand. I visited 4-5 companies in Rayong. They call it Chinese Thai Rayong Industry Zone. Yeah, this is established in 2010, I think, mostly in 2010. So, and now comparing with any other countries, Thailand have more and more opportunity for the new workers, particularly for the mid-level manager. The percentage going up. In one of company I visited, that is the new Thai wheel manufacturer or something. This is the Chinese company, of course, that they have about 900 staff, but 700, more than 700 is Thai. More than 70% is the mid-level Thai employees, manager. So that's good enough that we change. I visited the Tinazola. Tinazola is a big company on solar cell.
Solar cell.
Yeah, this company has about 16 companies around the world, but in Thailand it ranked the third rank of based on the cell. Yeah, every day more than 3 million yuan. Every day more than 3 million yuan. 3 million yuan per day. For the products they sell, because they can produce the double-side solar cell.
Yeah.
double side.
Oh, it's good.
So not only one side, but they have double side of very high technology. I visited once. So in terms of contributing the working force, working jobs, it's okay. But because Thai ourselves having prepared a skilled worker, to work with the new or high technology in EEC. So further cooperation would be on the human resource development or human capital investment or something. That would be another. I think China, fair enough, and Japan also fair enough to work with Thai for those three airports link, and now already signed, I think. Because I just read the newspaper yesterday, they talked about it, claim land. ใช่ไหม
แบบเรื่องเวรคืนค่ะ
เวรคืน already what you call the decree granted the compensation and reclaim land for ราชกฤษฎีกา Yeah, already. It's good. Why? During 1970s, you have learned also that because of Japan assistance, Thai can growing up in terms of industrial development in 1970s. Soบุญคุณต้องทดแทนบอกThai have to think that they used to help us. We have to care the position, the posture in Thailand.
ต้องเปิด
要还报
people return.
对
And by the way, during that time, 1980s, Thailand protest Japanese products.
World War II
And the World War II incident in Thailand also.
World War II is called a friend. Not airlines.
Not airlines.
But a friend.
Not friends.
Yeah.
Not allies, but friends.
Yeah.
But friends. Not allies, but friends. So during 1980s, Thai people, Thai students protest the Japanese products, Japanese goods at that time, because the Japanese businessmen were so greedy, โลภอะ
greedy
greedy,
ท่านหลัง
so greedy at that time.
Yeah, okay.
So we won now. We want some of Chinese businessmen, please don't be greedy. We know that it's not politics view. It's not, but because of some businessmen, they want just benefit, but they don't want to share the benefit. So for sharing benefit, it's really need more, not equal mean the multiple by two, but there are many things to share on mutual benefit. I hope that the CKJ would be one of good multilateral model, one of good multilateral cooperation model for other countries, even like Thai and China, that even we have the different political system, economic system, or even cultural sometimes, but we can work together for the mutual development, for sustainable development. Seek the common ground, shelve the difference. 求同存异啊。I think that we still have space or room for improvement for cooperation so many. This year I think the total rate already showed that the ลานช้างแม่โขง very good, very positive way. The whole ลานช้างแม่โขง except Thailand have more than 5% of GDP growth. Only Thai 2.9. I think the other 5 more.
This year,
Huh?
this year.
Yeah.
Because Thailand is very developed, so it goes slowly.
I'm not sure. The export is not so good, and the baht is too strong. Too strong. Thai baht, the Thai currency. Thai currency
Okay.
is too strong.
Too strong.
Too strong. When it's too strong, normally for the economic, for the macroeconomic, we have to think further for investment. We have to convince the more FDI, foreign direct investment, more than this. Of course, it's not easy. In the principle it is, but the practical way is not easy for how to convince the investor to invest in even infrastructure or land development for the more productive way in terms of industrial platform or industrial form, how to transform industrial form from now to the new high-tech industry, or even agriculture. We need more on the agro technology. I try to convince my people to work on the agriculture for poverty eradication in my hometown, but they still work as by traditional way. They are not sure. They're still not sure what the new technology could help them. When they think technology, oh, I have to buy something. No, really not. It doesn't mean the technology mean only to buy the machine, but the knowledge. Of preparing the seed, or preventing the crops or producing in the right or appropriate season crop, that is one of another thing. คืออาจจะอธิบายว่าไม่ใช่ผิดตลอดบางทีต้องผลิตบางทีต้องหยุดผลิตบ้าง
他说不是一直生产，有时候要停止生产才对经济比较优势，比较有利。
เขาผลิตตามความรู้สึกว่ามันจะได้ตังค์เยอะก็แห่กันผลิตกันเยอะโดยที่ไม่มีการควบคุมปริมาณการผลิต
就是生产家以为如果生产很多了就可以得到很多利益，所以没有那种控制生产的。
ซึ่งต่างจากจีนที่ควบคุมการผลิตได้
跟中国的有差别，中国可以控制生产量，因为这边都是私家嘛，都不可以控制。
ส่วนญี่ปุ่นแม้ไม่ได้ควบคุมโดยรัฐบาลแต่ควบคุมโดยงานการวิจัยว่าณเวลาไหนตลาดจะขาดอะไรเวลาไหนตลาดที่ไหนจะขาดเขามีข้อมูลที่เรียกว่าเป็นทีมญี่ปุ่นที่หาข้อมูลแล้วก็ให้ข้อมูลนี้กระจายไปสู่พวกผู้ผลิตสู่ฟาร์มเมอร์
情况也跟日本不同，因为有 如果跟日本相比，日本它有很强、非常非常强的研究机构，可以研究哪一个时间要生产多少样，或者生产哪一个方面的产品，但是手段都还不是很发达。
ความอดทนก็เป็นอีกหนึ่งของเกษตรกรไทยที่ไม่ค่อยอดทน
哦，还有另外一个理由，因为泰国的农产家比较没有耐心，
ใจร้อน
就是比较冲动，就是哪一个看着有利就马上拿利，但是没有看希望，没有看比较长途的。
อยากได้ผลผลิตเร็วๆยกตัวอย่างว่าดินที่ไม่ดีเนี่ยถ้าต้องอาศัยปุ๋ยอินทรีย์เนี่ยก็ต้องใช้เวลา 3-4-5 ปี แต่ถ้าใช้ปุ๋ยเคมีใส่ปุ๊บมันดูเหมือนมันโตขึ้นเลยแต่ว่าผลตกค้างมันมีอยู่ทำให้ผลผลิตบางส่วนเนี่ยนอกเหนือจากจะมีสารเคมีตกค้างและส่งออกยากด้วยทำให้มีผลต่อการส่งออกมาก
为了得到就是很快的利益嘛，就是没有想象到环境的影响，而且那种产品呢也会含着那种杀虫药的量过度，所以出口的能力也不是很好，因为有些国家它控制这些杀虫药在产品里面嘛。
ผมมีข้าวจะฝากท่านเป็นข้าวออร์แกนิกที่ผมทำนาเอง
还一会儿主任他有一个米要送给你，就是没有毒药的，不是没有杀虫药的，就是 organic 的那种。
ผมไถกลบ3 ครั้งไถกลบดินเตรียมที่จะปลูกข้าวเนี่ย ห่างกัน15 วันพวกหญ้าเนี่ยจะไม่เหลือเลยจะกลายเป็นปุ๋ย
是主任自己的土地种的，对，所以他用那种比较对自然非常有利的方法。
แต่พอข้าวโตขึ้นมาประมาณสักคืบเนี่ยต้องเอาน้ำเข้าไปด้วยเพื่อที่จะประกันว่านาข้าวเนี่ยไม่หญ้าไม่ขึ้นเพราะว่าข้าวจะโตเร็วกว่าหญ้า
哦，他用那种就是非常自然环境很好的方法，就是没有用杀虫药。
แต่ข้าวที่มันเป็นนาปีเพราะนั้นผลิตได้ปีละครั้ง
如果用这种方法呢，每一年只能种1次而已嘛。所以呢，如果自己吃还好。
แต่คนก็อยากจะไปปลูกหลายๆ ครั้งแล้วก็ได้คุณภาพไม่ดีแต่ก็อยากปลูกแล้วก็ทำให้มีปัญหาเรื่องผลผลิต
很多农产家都是不是以这种方法来种。
ที่บอกว่าคนไทย
China buy our rice from Thailand.
To prepare the organic rice in my hometown, we have quite very small land that appropriate for growing this kind of rice. We have about 5 million rice. One rice is about 2 mu. Yeah, in my hometown, the vast area in Cambodia, very vast area in Cambodia is about 25 or 5 times of Thai land for producing this kind of rice. We call it jasmine rice, หอมมะลิ We have to call it หอมมะลิ not jasmine หอมมะลิ หอมเสียง
和谐的
茉莉香
哦茉莉哦
Yeah.
茉莉香
就是它的
You will smell it. You will smell it. You will smell it. But it's really
闻起来的味道像
茉莉香
yeah.
哦茉莉 rice
มะลิ rice. So the 3 issues that I have very limited knowledge and information that I hope I can give you.
มีอาจารย์เมย์ฝากไปว่าเราอยากขอบทความของทางนี้มาลงเว็บเราหรือเปล่าคะ
ใช่ Perhaps another further cooperation between our institutes. We would like to ask you to ask the favor for a favor for if you could provide us the articles to share in our website. We can translate it if you allow.
Okay.
If you give permission about what we have been discussing.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
And in fact, you know, our institute had another job. Our department have another job.
Okay.
It's cooperate with another think tank.
Oh, great.
And we in the framework of the global center of American Studies.
Oh.
So we have our website. We have our website. We
Okay.
can share information. And with UN Institute, and for example, our comments on the leader meeting,
Yeah.
on the ministry meetings, or the DG level
Okay.
workshop. We can share, you know, the articles written by experts
Okay.
on long-term American cooperation.
Great.
Or say China-Thai bilateral relations. We welcome, you know.
Okay. Great. If you allow,
Yeah.
you give permission, my colleagues,
Share,
both.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh. You also have a linkage, maybe. Linkage.
ทางนั้น
Linkage.
linkage
Linkage.
อ๋อ
Yeah.
เป็นแบบ
Yeah.
แบบเหมือนคล้ายๆ Facebook เป็น linkage
อันไหนดีอาจารย์มิ่งคิดว่า
Sure. Website linkage. Website
Maybe
linkage.
we can like in our website, in GCMS website, we can link to
Link
your
it
website.
together, your
And
website,
maybe in
yeah.
your website, you can also link to our GCMS website. It's like
Yeah.
yes but if it's better that we can have some of yours
Yeah. The articles.
Your paper.
in Thai
Yeah.
We can translate in Thai.
Yeah. Okay. You know, right now our website just two versions. One is Chinese and
Chinese.
another is English.
English, yeah.
And we should translate, you know, the articles into Thai.
Okay,
Into
great,
Thai. It's
great.
good idea. Okay.
we should send you like Chinese or English ones.
every paper that you
Chinese or
publish is
English,
have
both
to
are
run
right.
with
Both.
But-
Our board, no?
Not always. For some comments, maybe it's writing for Chinese newspapers. So it's maybe
Oh,
only
okay.
Chinese speaking is Chinese. Because you can translate it in Chinese.
No problem. Even in Chinese,
Okay.
the topic of the paper
Yeah.
which one is suitable for our
for our center, for our website.
Yeah, that's okay. Hey, I can also send my English, you know, articles to you.
Okay, good.
I've already written one piece of, you know, long-term American cooperation. The future of long-term American cooperation. I can send the email, the articles to you.
Yeah. Truly, as I went visiting your institute, I plan to go to work with you, but I still not ready for that.
I don't know why you didn't have enough time or you know, to be visitor scholar maybe we still have such kind of you know, system or program. Yeah.
Do you have any?
Yeah, we
program?
We still have.
the visiting scholar program.
Visiting scholar program. We still have.
Oh.
So this depends, you know, members. For example, in 2018, we just have six members of visiting scholars. Maybe the seventh one apply, maybe cannot afford offer.
First come,
So-
first serve. So.
Oh,
so
I
it
see.
depends
So,
on the number of
It's
those
like-
scholars. So apply as early as possible.
Oh,
Then it can
so we
make-
have
it can-
to apply.
Generally
Okay, to
speaking,
apply.
For the senior, we just have 2 weeks.
Okay,
you know,
enough.
this work.
2 weeks enough.
For the middle, for the youngest, maybe 3 months.
Oh,
Because
too long.
the seniors
Too long.
are so busy,
Sure,
not
sure.
enough time.
Yeah.
For the youngest, maybe they have
Correct.
enough time. So
Yeah.
and can work in the visitor scholars can establish their own academic circle in
I see.
China. We
I
try
see.
our best to engage with other scholars in Beijing or in Shanghai or in Guangzhou or
I
Yunnan,
see. Great.
and help them to engage with the scholars
Okay.
out of Beijing, out of Beijing. Of course, can
Okay.
help them to
The good news. Okay.
So
Glad hearing that.
fewer youngest researchers.
Truly, I wanted the youngest one to go there. For me, of course, at least as the symbol of the cooperation between us, I should go there for further or deepening the cooperation and also deepening the knowledge. Because everyone want to go to the first top think tank, I think.
Okay.
All right, top think tank.
And also, your think tank is a very,
Oh.
very, how do I say, very professional.
Very young.
Very professional.
Okay,
It focuses
thank you,
on
thank
Thai and China youth cooperation. Maybe in Thailand there are some Chinese studies or institute of Chinese study or center of Chinese study.
Yeah.
But your institute is very professional, expertise.
Looks like. We try to be.
Yeah.
We try to be
Yeah,
professional.
and I hope when you visit Beijing,
Thank you.
maybe
Thank you.
To welcome to China Institute of International
Yes.
Studies.
Thank you so much.
Was any program you need?
Okay.
Need us to
That's
help,
very kind of you.
Just email us.
Okay. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for coming, for selecting us as a part of your stop. A part of your stop. There will be any other institute that you will be going?
And we go
will
to
go back to Chulalongkorn University next. Appointment is like 4 o'clock.
Oh, 4 o'clock.
Chulalongkorn University.
With whom?
Economic faculty.
อ๋อเสียศาสตร์อะใครไม่รู้นะแต่เนี้ยนะ
อาจารย์ปิติเนาะ
what further?
Who you're going to
เออ
is the name of
เดี๋ยว